Today, I got early access to the 2026 Formula 1 mod created by some of the best modders in the Formula 1 community. And today, everybody, I'm simulating the entire 2026 Formula 1 season with driver transfers, new liveries, new driver suits, and all that, and especially a brand new car performance. So with that being said, my name's Chris, welcome back to CF Racing, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CF Racing, and Manifold was here, reached out to me in my DMs and asked if I wanted to get the F1 2026 mod on the F124 game a little bit early, and I'll be able to make a video on it, and it's going to be released the same time the mod actually drops. So check the description if you want to go check out the mod. It's literally free download. All you gotta do is make an account on, I think it's called Overtake now, but it used to be called Race Department. So go check it out. Once again, huge shout out to Manifold and everyone else who has helped him create the mod. I'm not sure who else is on it. I just know Manifold's working on it, and he's probably like one of, if not the best mod creators in the F1 community. Super easy install as well. It's all simple ERPs or SERPs. So all you gotta do is like drag one file into one specific folder. Once again, like I said, super easy to install. And also, thanks again for giving me the mod early. I love simulating on these mods, and you guys are gonna love this mod as well. It's one thing I noticed about this mod actually is that, just say for example you simulate on the like quick race or regular Grand Prix mode, you'll get different results than what will happen if you just simulate a full season of my team. So that's really cool. I'll probably do a simulation of 10 seasons of my team there as well. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys all the liveries, all the driver transfers, and yeah, we'll get right into the simulation. First race of the season in Australia, by the way, I'm using the 2025 calendar because it'll probably be somewhat similar to 2026, was raced So race 1 was won by Lewis Hamilton with Lando Norris and Yuki Tsunoda driving for Aston Martin on the podium. That's his first race for that team, and he got on the podium. Verstappen finished 4th, followed by Norris 5th. Antonelli driving for Mercedes finished 6th. Albon 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Russell 9th, Isaac Hadjar P10. Charles Leclerc had fastest lap, but unfortunately he DNF'd from the lead. And Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull started on pole. Race 2 in China was won by Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin with Lewis Hamilton P2 and Lando Norris in 3rd. Charles Leclerc finished 4th, followed by Piastri 5th, Verstappen 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Antonelli P8. He's having a good start to the year. George Russell P9, Liam Lawson in the V-Carb finishes P10, Charles Leclerc had fastest lap, and Oscar Piastri started from pole. Race 3 in Japan was a back-to-back race win for Fernando Alonso, so could we see him in a title fight? We'll have to see. With Lando Norris in 3rd, Yuki Tsunoda 4th, Charles Leclerc 5th, Piastri 6th, Verstappen in the Red Bull P7, George Russell 8th, Antonelli 9th, Isaac Hadjar in the V-Carb P10, good job Hadjar, with Alonso getting fastest lap and pole, so he got the Grand Slam this weekend. Race 4 in Bahrain was Charles Leclerc's first win of the year in the 2026 Ferrari, as Lewis Hamilton finished P2, so that's a 1-2 for Ferrari, with Alonso 3rd, Tsunoda 4th, Piastri 5th, Verstappen 6th, Norris 7th, George Russell 8th, Antonelli 9th, Nico Hülkenberg scoring Audi's first points in P10, with Tsunoda getting the fastest lap, and actually Oscar Piastri started on pole. Race 5 in Saudi Arabia was won by Fernando Alonso. That's his 3rd win of the year already, with Charles Leclerc P2 and Lewis Hamilton 3rd. Lando Norris finished 4th, followed by Tsunoda 5th, Piastri 6th, Verstappen 7th, George Russell P8, Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull P9, Albon P10, Charles Leclerc had fastest lap, and Ricciardo actually started from pole. So here's a quick checkup on the driver standings after round 5. Or I'm gonna check everybody. I'm gonna check the standings every 5 races. And Alonso's leading the championship with Hamilton in 2nd and Charles Leclerc in 3rd. Leclerc had a DNF, so unfortunately that's why he's quite far behind. Norris in 4th, followed by Tsunoda 5th, Verstappen 6th, Piastri 7th. Antonelli currently tied with Russell in P8, with Russell 9th, and Albon in the Williams doing pretty good in P10. P11 is Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull, with Hadjar and Lawson in the V-Carb at P12 and P13. Hulkenberg 14th in the Audi, followed by Bottas in 15th in the Audi. Ocon is P16, Behrman 17th they're both in the Haas. Sainz in the Williams having a rough start to the year. He's P18. And then Gasly and Doohan, seems like Alpine's the worst car so far. They are in 19th and 20th. And in terms of the constructor standings, Ferrari is actually on top. Good for them. I guess having Leclerc and Hamilton, that usually helps. Aston Martin P2, followed by McLaren 3rd, Red Bull 4th, Mercedes 5th, Williams P6, V-Carb 7th, Audi is 8th with 1 point, Andretti's 9th, and Alpine is in dead last. Race 6 in Miami was won by Fernando Alonso with Lando Norris P2 and Charles Leclerc P3. Yuki Tsunoda finished 4th, followed by Hamilton 5th, Verstappen 6th, Russell 7th, Andrea Kimi Antonelli P8, Ricciardo 9th, Albon 10th, Alonso at fastest lap, and Lewis Hamilton started from pole and he finished 5th. Wow. Race 7 in Imola, unfortunately, was not won by a Ferrari. It was won by Fernando Alonso again. He is dominating so far this year as he takes another win with Leclerc P2 and Hamilton P3. Seems like the title fight's going to be between Hamilton, Leclerc, and Alonso so far. Norris finishes 4th, followed by Tsunoda 5th, Verstappen 6th, Piastri 7th, Antonelli P8, Albon 9th, Hadjar P10, Norris had fastest lap and pole position. Race 8 in Monaco was back-to-back wins, I believe, for Fernando Alonso, as he wins again with Leclerc P2 and Hamilton 3rd once again. Tsunoda was 4th, followed by Antonelli P5 in Monaco. Great result for him. Verstappen 6th, Lando Norris P7, Isaac Hadjar P8, Liam Lawson P9, Albon P10, and Antonelli at the fastest lap, with Verstappen starting on pole in Monaco and ended up finishing 6th. What happened there, Mac? Race 9 in Spain was a home win for Fernando Alonso, and he is really extending his title lead now as Norris finishes P2 and Charles Leclerc finishes 3rd. Hamilton was 4th, followed by Piastri 5th, Tsunoda P6, Verstappen P7, Russell P8, Ricciardo P9, Antonelli P10, Alonso had fastest lap, and Daniel Ricciardo started on pole. Race 10 in Canada, my home track by the way, as a win for Charles Leclerc. Things you just love to see. I would love to see Leclerc win in Canada. That would be amazing. Alonso finished P2, followed by Tsunoda 3rd. Double podium for Aston Martin. Look at that. Hamilton finished 4th, followed by Norris 5th, Piastri 6th, Russell P7, Antonelli P8, Verstappen P9, Ricciardo P10. Leclerc had fastest lap, pole, and he won the race, so that means he got the Grand Slam. In terms of the driver standings, with Alonso's winning streak, he has come out to a massive lead, almost 70 points now, as he's ahead of Charles Leclerc with 221 to Charles Leclerc's 159. Leclerc's 1 point ahead of Lewis Hamilton with 158, followed by Lando Norris. He's doing pretty good in the McLaren. Yuki Tsunoda in the Aston Martin should probably pick it up. Verstappen's in 6th, Piastri is in 7th, Antonelli is, I spelled Piastri's name wrong, look at that. Antonelli P8, Russell P9, and Albon P10. In 11th, we have Daniel Ricciardo. He's doing, I guess, okay in the Red Bull, followed by Hadjar and Lawson P12 and 13 in the V-Carb, Hülkenberg and Bottas P14, 15 in the Audis. Then we got Behrman and Ocon P16 and 17 in the Haas, with Sainz again still doing really bad in the Williams. He's P18. Gasly and Doohan are dead last in the Alpine. Aston Martin is leading the constructor standings now with the amazing performances by Fernando Alonso, with Ferrari P2 and McLaren P3. Red Bull's 4th, followed by Mercedes 5th. Williams doing pretty good in 6th, all courtesy to Albon. V-Carb's in 7th, Audi's 8th, Andretti's 9th, and Alpine is in dead last. Race 11 was another win for Fernando Alonso as he wins in Austria, followed by Hamilton P2 and Charles Leclerc P3. Norris was 4th, followed by Verstappen 5th, Tsunoda 6th, George Russell P7, Antonelli P8, Piastri P9, Hülkenberg P10, Alonso at fastest lap, and Lando Norris started from pole. Race 12 was a home win for Lewis Hamilton in Silverstone. Would you look at that? As he takes the win, followed by Lando Norris P2 and Fernando Alonso 3rd. Charles Leclerc was 4th, followed by Piastri 5th, Verstappen 6th, Russell 7th, Antonelli P8, Albon P9. Liam Lawson's back in the points, with Hamilton having the fastest lap and poles. That means he got the Grand Slam, probably led every single lap here in Silverstone. Race 13 in Belgium was a back-to-back win for Ferrari, but it's Charles Leclerc's turn this time, as Alonso finishes P2 and Lando Norris was 3rd. Alonso, if he doesn't win, guy finishes like P2 every single race, man. He is overpowered in the F1 game. Him and Verstappen. Piastri's 4th, followed by Tsunoda 5th, Verstappen 6th, Albon P7, Antonelli P8, Russell P9. Bottas in the Audi scores a point, that's P10, with Norris having fastest lap, and Verstappen started on pole. That Red Bull with Verstappen and Ricciardo has amazing race pace, but they just can't seem to hold it, or amazing qualifying pace, and they just can't seem to hold it in the race. Race 14 in Hungary was won by Fernando Alonso, with Hamilton P2 and Yuki Tsunoda P3. Lando Norris was 4th, followed by Piastri 5th, Russell 6th, Antonelli P7, Verstappen P8, Ricciardo P9. Albon in the Williams again scores another point, don't see Sainz scoring points, with Alonso fastest lap and Charles Leclerc starting on pole. Race 15 in the Netherlands was a back-to-back win for Fernando Alonso, with Charles Leclerc P2 and Yuki Tsunoda 3rd. Verstappen was 4th, followed by Hamilton 5th, Russell 6th, Antonelli 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Hadjar and Lawson P9 and 10. That's huge points for V-Carb, with Tsunoda getting the fastest lap, and Daniel Ricciardo started on pole. Once again, Red Bull, great qualifying pace, but they just have no race pace. In terms of the driver standings, this is what it's looking like. We have Alonso in P1, 101 points ahead of P2, which is Lewis Hamilton, and then now Hamilton is 1 point ahead of Leclerc. That's going to be a great title fight for P2. Who will get P2? Will it be Leclerc or Hamilton? Norris is kind of sitting in no man's land in 4th, maybe having a fight with Tsunoda for 4th. Then it's Verstappen in 6th, Piastri 7th, Antonelli 8th, who's still beating Russell, by the way. Russell's 9th, and Albon is P10. Ricciardo is 11th, followed by Hadjar P12, Lawson 13th, Hülkenberg 14th, Bottas 15th, Ocon, Behrman, Sainz, Gasly, and Doohan still have yet to score, which kind of sucks, but I mean, maybe they'll score by the end of the year. In terms of the constructor standings, Aston Martin is now on top because Alonso is carrying at the moment, as they're in the lead, clearly. Ferrari's P2 and McLaren's 3rd. Red Bull's 4th. They're actually pretty close to Mercedes. It's like a 6-point difference or 5-point difference here. Williams P6, V-Carb P7. Audi is in 8th, Andretti's 9th, and Alpine has yet to score. I mean, so is Andretti. Race 16 in Monza was McLaren's first win of the year. You love to see that, with Lando Norris taking the win. I love that driver suit, by the way, with Charles Leclerc finishing P2 and Alonso's 3rd. Tsunoda's 4th, followed by Piastri, who I keep butchering his name. Oh my goodness. Hamilton 6th, Verstappen 7th, Russell 8th, Antonelli 9th, Albon 10th, Hamilton at fastest lap, and Lando Norris started on pole. Race 17 in Baku, no surprise, it's one of Charles Leclerc's best tracks, as he takes the win. Leclerc P1, with Alonso once again in P2, and I believe this is Verstappen's first podium of the year. That's crazy. Tsunoda's 4th, followed by Piastri 5th, Russell 6th, Antonelli P7, Ricciardo P8, Norris P9, Albon P10, Charles Leclerc at fastest lap, and Ricciardo actually started from pole again. I don't know, like I said, Red Bull, crazy qualifying pace. Race 18 in Singapore was a win from Fernando Alonso as he beats Charles Leclerc Leclerc finishes P2, and Hamilton finishes 3rd. Piastri's 4th, followed by Tsunoda 5th, Verstappen 6th, Antonelli P7, Hadjar P8, Albon P9, Lawson P10, Alonso at fastest lap, and Verstappen once again started from pole. Race 19 in Circuit of the Americas was won by Fernando Alonso with Hamilton P2 and Yuki Tsunoda P3. Charles Leclerc finished 4th, followed by Norris 5th, Piastri 6th, Verstappen 7th, Russell 8th, Antonelli P9, Ricciardo P10. Sainz had fastest lap, and Ricciardo had pole once again. Oh my god, these Red Bulls are racking up poles like crazy. Race 20 in Mexico was Lando Norris' second win of the year. Looks like McLaren's coming on pretty strong at the end of the season here, as Hamilton finished P2 and Fernando Alonso finished 3rd. Piastri was 4th, followed by Tsunoda 5th, Verstappen 6th, Russell P7, Ricciardo P8, Hadjar, great race for him in P9, Albon P10, Tsunoda had fastest lap, and Lando Norris started from pole. After round 20, let's take a look at the drivers and constructor standings. Fernando Alonso has a 127-point lead. I don't even think it's even possible for anyone to catch him. So he's pretty much the driver's champion already. But we're here looking for the fight for P2, as Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton are 12 points away from each other. If I did that quick little mental math. Leclerc's 2nd, Hamilton's 3rd. Looks like Norris probably solidified P4. Tsunoda's probably solidified P5. Verstappen and Piastri are having a pretty good, I think it's 11-point battle for P6 here. Russell and Antonelli are battling for P8. And Daniel Ricciardo has moved up to P9. He finally passed Albon, who is in P11 by 1 point, so that'll be cool to watch for the last 4 races. Hadjar is in 12th with Lawson in 13th. Hadjar's doing a great job, wow. Hulkenberg 14th, Bottas 15th, Ocon, Behrman, Sainz still hasn't scored surprisingly. Gasly and Doohan have yet to score. Now, once again, I'm very surprised about Sainz. Maybe he should pick it up. I guess he's not getting accustomed to the Williams, which is kind of unfortunate. In terms of the constructor standings, I think Aston Martin has it wrapped up. Actually, maybe not. It's only about a 60-point lead for Aston Martin. Ferrari's P2 with McLaren P3. Red Bull's 4th. I think they're going to clear Mercedes here. Who's in 5th. Williams and VCarb are battling for 6th. That could be interesting. Audi 8 points to finish P7 or P8. Sorry. Andretti and Alpine are battling still for last with 0 points with 4 races to go. In in Brazil, Charles Leclerc takes the win as Alonso finishes P2 and Hamilton finishes 3rd. Tsunoda's 4th, followed by Verstappen 5th, Lando Norris 6th, Piastri 7th, Antonelli P8, George Russell 9th, Albon, hey, there we go. I think he's tied with Ricciardo now in the standings. He gets a point. Hamilton has fastest lap, and Piastri had pole position. Race 22 in Vegas was a win for Fernando Alonso, and Charles Leclerc finished P2 and Lando Norris finishes 3rd. Piastri 4th, followed by Verstappen 5th, Tsunoda 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Albon 8th. I think that puts Albon behind Ricciardo now. Russell P9, Bottas 10th, Norris fastest lap, and Verstappen started on pole. Race 23 in Qatar was won by Fernando Alonso with Charles Leclerc P2 and Hamilton 3rd. I think this kind of solidifies Leclerc also in P2. Piastri finishes 4th, followed by Tsunoda 5th, Verstappen 6th, Antonelli P7, Russell P8, Ricciardo scoring more points to pull himself ahead of Albon. Hadjar finished P10, Alonso had fastest lap, and Max Verstappen started on pole. Race 24, the final race of the year in Abu Dhabi, was won by Fernando Alonso with Lewis Hamilton P2 and Yuki Tsunoda P3, and I think Charles Leclerc DNF for the 5th time, or 4th or 5th time this season. That's really unfortunate. Lando Norris finished 4th, followed by Piastri 5th, Russell 6th, Verstappen 7th, Antonelli P8, Daniel Ricciardo P9, Hadjar P10, Alonso had fastest lap, and Lando Norris had pole. It's pretty obvious Fernando Alonso is the World Drivers' Champion, but let's take a look at everyone else. Charles Leclerc finished P2, 364 points. He did end up holding off Lewis Hamilton, even with a DNF in, I think, 3 or 4 races this year. And I don't even think Hamilton and Alonso had a DNF. Or maybe even the first race, I think Alonso had a DNF. But so did Charles Leclerc. Hamilton finished 3rd, followed by Lando Norris in 4th. Yuki Tsunoda ended up finishing 5th in the Aston Martin. I think Alonso doubled his points, so, like, come on, Yuki, you really got to pick that up, man. Verstappen finished in 6th, 191 points. Piastri was 7th. Lando Norris absolutely destroyed Piastri by 100 points. George Russell was P8 with 100 points. Antonelli, in his 2nd season of Formula 1, scored 94 points, so he did really good to match Russell. Daniel Ricciardo got nowhere close to Max Verstappen. Like, Max, I mean, how many? 191 divided by 36. 191 divided by 36. Verstappen got almost like 5.3 times the points of Daniel Ricciardo, but that's also what he's doing against Perez right now. Albon finished in P11. Unfortunately, he was just 6 points behind Ricciardo. Isaac Hadjar had a great season for VCarb, scoring 18 points to finish 12th. Lawson scored 5 points in VCarb to finish 13th. Hulkenberg and Bottas both scored 2 points each for Audi. They really dragged that car up. Ocon, Behrman, Sainz once again did not score at all. Wow. Gasly and Doohan all did not score. And in terms of the constructor standings, Aston Martin finished on top, really just straight carried by Fernando Alonso. Tsunoda really didn't help them there, with Ferrari in P2 and McLaren in 3rd. Red Bull was 4th, followed by Mercedes in 5th, Williams in 6th, followed by VCarb P7. Audi with 4 points, they finished 8th, Andretti and Alpine were 9th and 10th, and both scored absolutely 0 points. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's simulation. If you guys did enjoy and you want to see more simulations like this, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join my Discord, links in the description down below. And once again, go check out the mod, links in the description. Go check out Manifold was here. Shout out to him for giving me the mod early. With that being said, see you guys next time. Goodbye.